I think the way you put it is absolutely right, but I'd put it in even broader terms. The United States leadership thinks a lot of itself and thinks a lot of the United States. This has been true even before the end of the Soviet Union in 1991. The U.S. has always viewed itself as an exceptional country, meaning that it has an exceptional role in the world. When one of our secretaries of state wrote the history of the early post-World War II period, Dean Acheson entitled his book "Present at the Creation." That's actually, to my mind, says a lot. That's the American view. During the Cold War period, clearly there was a bipolarity in the world because the Soviet Union was a very powerful country. When the Soviet Union ended by dissolving into its 15 separate states, the U.S. arrogance went into overdrive. The U.S. said, this is a unipolar world. We're the sole superpower. We're the indispensable country. One quotation after another about how absolutely remarkable the United States is and how the U.S. leads the world and how the U.S. creates the rules-based order, never defining what the rules are, because the rules-based order means whatever rule the United States says the rule is. So this arrogance is astounding. It misses a basic point that the U.S. is 4.1% of the world population, and the other 95.9% of the world population is not thrilled to be led by 4.1% of the world population. And so the unreality of all of this has been true from the beginning. But now, with the spread of technology, with China's rise, with Russia's renewed power and technological capacity, we are truly, undeniably in a multipolar world. So the real question is, what is the U.S. security state view of that new reality? Well, our Secretary of State actually said, yes, we are in a multipolar world. Believe me, that is an intellectual breakthrough for the United States of America government, even to utter that sentence, because Biden, to the end, lived in a dream world of the 1990s, the indispensable state, the leader of the free world, whatever high rhetoric one could imagine. At least that is diminished. The question is, what does it mean? Well, we're in very early days of this in a very noisy administration and a very, I think, confused one in many ways. No doubt the U.S. government, no doubt President Trump still greatly overestimates American power, by the way. Trump thinks, I close the U.S. market and the rest of the world is terrified. If they don't have access to the U.S. market, the world economy will collapse. No, Mr. President, the rest of the world will go on pretty much just fine, is actually the truth of it. But the Americans don't know that. Just like they thought, we're going to sanction Russia economically and bring the Russian economy to its knees. I tried to tell them, no, that also is not going to happen. But they didn't listen. So there still is a lot of arrogance in the U.S. Maybe the arrogance is, well, there are three big powers right now, the U.S., Russia, and China. We ought to avoid each other's lanes so we don't have head-on collisions. That may be the view. Trump certainly still speaks a big imperialist line, but against small, weak countries. So he wants to take over Panama or take over the Panama Canal. He wants to own Greenland. He wants to make Canada the 51st state. Canada's not so weak in that sense, but still, he's a bully in a lot of different areas. So this is not sweet talk. This is not, let's sit down and work out a new global arrangement. There still is a lot of bullying, but maybe less bullying vis-a-vis Russia and possibly vis-a-vis China. There's a lot of bullying still in the Middle East. We own Gaza. We own it's Gaza Riviera. This nonsense talk is not good. It's not even remotely, in my view, tactically good from a deal-making point of view. It's just noise. And so the answer to the question is we're in an unstable period.